That's the thing of the room. That's what the seat does to you.
Also with Patel, I had to run from somewhere east to Grosvenor Square, and I get to Carlos Place. I tell him, sorry sir, I can't see it. I can't see it. Where is it? It's like I was expecting a road in between Carlos Place and Grosvenor Square. I was like, I can't see this.
Thank you for supporting our channel. Thank you for supporting Wizan. Please like, subscribe, comment and hit the notification bell for any future videos. Thank you, first of all, because I have been dying to get you three to do this podcast. I have never had three people so young at once, which is really important. And you know from what we've been saying, to do the knowledge at your age, what a buzz. Really fantastic. And I really am proud of you. Your dads must be, your mums must be proud of you, your family must be proud of you. So we've got Khan, Mehmet, Mo, what's your surname?
Ahmet El Kadud. Every time I get called up by an examiner. My guy always said to me, AEK. Yep.
Is that it?
Yeah, just the initials. Ahmet El Kadud.
Yeah. Mo, what's your surname?
Ben Beat.
Just a few questions to start off with. I'll start with you, Khan. First of all, how old are you?
20. Going on to 21. I'll be 21 next month.
And when did you start?
I started just before I turned 19.
Whoa.
I done my first blue book, Well, my first ever run.
Yep. So I'll quickly go around the table then. We'll get this done. So, Mo, you are?
23.
Okay, so you're the old one out of the three of them. And when did you start?
I started in 2019 and then I stopped.
Yep.
And then I started again, I think, just under 2 years ago.
Why did you stop?
I done like an access course or uni to get into architecture. But halfway through the year, I was like, this is not for me.
Yeah.
And then just hopped back onto the blue books after that, yeah.
Because it does raise the issue that I can bring up, that if you wanted to do that course and you've got the knowledge done, that course suddenly becomes a lot more easy to do if you've got that job to fall back on.
That's the plan. After I get my badge, I'll probably go back into education.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So drive the cab.
Yeah.
I often thought about this one. I thought, in general, when you go to university, it's a case of getting a job in a restaurant or a bar or something to fund yourself to go through. But if you're a cab driver, my goodness, wonderful. Well done, Mo. And what about yourself, Mo?
I'm 19 and I started my blue books about late 2021. Appearances I started about 9 months, I think.
9 months. Because yourself and Khan can't get your badges until you're 21.
Yeah.
So you can't pass out, but you can get yours any time now if you pass out. And what level are you on now then, Mo?
I'm on 56s. I'll go for my drop for 28s.
56, 28. What did you score on your 56s?
B, C, DC.
Nice, well done. And Mo, what's your situation?
I'm on 28s.
Yep.
1-1.
And what was the scores to get you that far?
First appearance, I got a D. Second, third, and fourth, I got C's. So C, C, C. And then I got 2 D's. So I was 3-3. And then I got a C to drop into 28s. And then first 28, I got C. And then most recently, I got a D. So I'm 1-1 up.
Okay. And you're calm?
Yeah, and for me and Little Mo, at the moment, we're going through like a little sequence where we're literally getting the exact same score every appearance. So my first one, I got a B. He got a B. Then he got a C. Then I got a B on my second one as well. Then he got a D. Then I got a D. Then now he got a C, and then I got a C. So at the moment, me and Little Mo are just neck and neck.
Neck and neck. And that competitive edge, do you think that's a nice driving force?
Yeah, it's good, like, because obviously you see what he gets, and then you're like, cool, I got it. Like when he passed his one, because he's a week before me, so when he passed his, I feel like, okay, cool. Yeah. Now I've got to go and perform as well.
I think it's important that people know that I'm watching you all the time, and whenever I've seen you two working together, you're always working, and it's a fundamental factor of the people that score. The people that get on are the ones with their heads down. You do the least talking and the most working. It's one of my favourite things. When I was actually on the knowledge myself, if someone come up to me and said, hello, Dean, what's happening? I think, like, I'm here calling point to point. You don't come up and say, hello, Dean. You walk past, and when I'm having my break for a cup of tea, then you can ask me. You just mucked up all my focus, the energy, the vibe, and I see you two focusing. And the only person who mucks up your focus is me when I walk past, start talking. I've noticed. So what made you decide for you, Khan, to start?
Right, so basically for me, is it was always my dad's kind of dream to complete the knowledge, whatever. But he done it. He tried to do it, but obviously he had 3 kids at the time, or whatever. He couldn't get time to do it. So my brother, who was older than me, come to my age, and he got my brother to do it. So my brother sat with it. He done it. 23, I think he passed out. Then when my brother passed out, I obviously saw how much it meant to him, and I was like, yeah, that's a good feeling.
Yeah.
I want to try and do it, and then one thing led to another.
Why do you think so many young people don't start?
Do you know what it is? I don't think you see it as much. Like, the only people I know that are near my age are these two.
Yeah.
Apart from that, the rest are like in their 30s or...
The percentage of people that are in their young 20s to do it is something like 2 or 3%.
Yeah.
So most people that do the knowledge are 35 plus and 50 below this region. So there seems to be something about the fact that...
But it's been a trend for a while, though, hasn't it?
Yeah, long time.
It's pretty funny, actually, because it's the best age to do it. It's our age.
Absolutely.
Like, the most easiest, because when you look at other people in the college, they've got wife, kids...
So much
bills
problems
to pay and stuff.
Yep.
We just got us.
I think
And
people
that's
just
it.
don't know.
Unless you know
It's not aware.
someone.
Yeah, that's it. I think it's just, family members that have done it, they get you to
You
do
do
it.
need that, don't you?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, the family member that says to you, get on and do it. But at the same time, it's the horse to water kind of scenario. You can tell people till you're blue in the face that you should do this because you can see the perfect idea for them, and they won't.
Do you know what the thing is as well? I feel like because if my brother didn't do it, I don't think I would have done it. Because when you hear about the knowledge, it's a bit scary because you hear what you've got to learn, what you've got to do. You don't have a life on the knowledge. That's what you hear.
But it's just something to be proud of. But outside us on the knowledge, nobody in the world can do what we do. Zero.
I don't think so either.
If you said to somebody even the basics, you could be in another country and impress someone and just say, oh, yeah, lead by Matilda sheet, right Copenhagen sheet, left Caledon left Canadian sheet, right Mule sheet, forward Rodney sheet, forward Penrod. And they'd be like, what? yeah, for us, you're looking at me and saying, Dean, you picked the second easiest run in the world, didn't you? Yeah, okay, what a cop out. But for them, they'd be thinking, that's amazing what we do. So, Little Mo, Big Mo. Little Mo, have you found it hard or easy?
At times, there's some lines that are just stressful.
Give me an example of a line that you don't like.
The top of the map, like across the
Yeah,
top
do you know
of
what it
the
is? I think it's the outer skirts of the inner London bit. So, like, you're talking, I don't know,
It's the ones that
Okay.
aren't filled in with blue books.
Yeah,
Can I give you some tips across the top of the map? I mean, I haven't been teaching for a long while, but there are lots of simple things. Across the top of the map is 3 routes. It's above Hampstead Heath, below Hampstead Heath, and Camden and Swiss Cottage. And every run that goes east to west or west to east will do one of those 3 things. So if you write out the run that goes above the heath and write out the run that goes below the heath and then the run that goes through Camden and Swiss Cottage, every single run that you do is a derivative of those 3 runs. And you don't, when you do it and you pen it on, because what you are both, all 3 of you, trying to look for really expert runs, you can always find something slightly better. But imagine I took the extreme of, I'm on a route that should take above the heath, but I take Camden and Swiss Cottage, which means I've dropped it to its lowest point, run my Camden and Swiss Cottage line, and then took it back up to its highest point. I would have called it fluently and easily with the decisions I made, but I made the wrong choice. And with a little bit of practice, you suddenly realise that's the above the heath line, definitely, no problem. That's below the heath line, the Gordon House Road, Mansfield Road, and then the Camden and Swiss Cottage, which has changed slightly, hasn't it? Because something changed on Agar Grove to change the Camden Swiss Cottage line. So you go for Swiss Cottage, Adelaide, and then when you get to Camden, you had a few choices, and I think the choice now would use Greenland.
Oh, I know what you mean.
It would have used to have used, you could go up Camden Road, do right Murray
Murray
left
Street's
Agar.
closed up,
That's
yeah.
gone, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, so
Camden Square. Yeah.
so the route that would have used Murray would now use Greenland, come back up. Yeah. So again, the fact that we even mentioned these things and all 4 of us at the table understand what the hell we're talking about is like quite fascinating. Do you find it funny that as well, I find when someone's telling me something, someone did it the other day, if they don't get their facts, if they don't say it right, we're so accurate to a degree, we're completely confused with what they're saying.
It sounds like gibberish, isn't it?
It sounds like complete gibberish, yeah.
I get that as well.
They could say Hampstead Road, and you're there in Hampstead Road, but they're thinking Highgate Road, and the next things that they're saying are related to Highgate Road. You're thinking, where are you?
Sometimes when they just start blurring on, you're like, hang on, slow down a bit. Let me get my brain into where you're going, and then.
Well, you also appreciate when you pass out. We can't maintain this standard. It's something you don't want to do, but while you're on it, you're all really going at quite a high rate. When's your next appearance, Big Mo?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Time.
Feeling in good shape?
For me, when I go into appearance, I'm never really 100% confident.
What's your psychological approach?
I just go for it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Whatever happens, happens.
Perfect. Yeah.
That's the best way to do it.
I'm never walking in like, yeah, today I'm going to score. I'm always like, what are they going to ask me? Or but when I'm there, just go for it.
That's what it is, though, isn't it? It's the nerves.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
Everybody's got the nerves, don't they?
Put in the work, but it all goes into that one moment.
The guy just came in and before you were here, and he asked me when he's got his next appearance, and he feels really bad because he started to call his blue book today badly. So that means the nerves are building up, and he's starting to get badly. But the point is, for me, I know that I called my blue book every day like I wanted to. I did point to point 3 hours a day like I wanted to. I called the points that I was rusty on in the evenings like I wanted to. So if you've done what you wanted to do, there's nothing more you could have done. But if you did sit at home thinking I really should be studying, then you've got nothing to blame but yourself for when you get a D.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And you also know that no matter how hard you study sometimes, you're still going to get a D. That's still going to happen. But you're all going to be out, I know, within the next 6 months.
Hopefully, yeah.
So...
Hopefully. That's what we're working for.
Yeah. Do you know how much is going on at the moment? Have you got friends telling you what they earn?
Do you know what? I've got my brother. He kind of says how it is. And, you know, it's good enough to keep going.
Do you think you might exaggerate just to inspire you?
Probably might do. Who knows? But I don't think so. He tells me, you know, how good it is and it's worth it. That's all I need in a way. Yeah. For him to tell me it's worth it.
So, Little Mo, you're the youngest, yeah? 19.
Yeah.
Have you got none of your friends that want to do it?
No.
And do they understand what it is that you're doing?
Probably not.
Yeah, mine definitely don't. They have not a clue.
And you can all drive?
Yeah.
Because my nephew did the knowledge, and he wasn't as young as you, but he was very young looking, and he was young at the time. And when you start driving a cab with such a young face, it's quite funny. They basically, have you stolen the cab? Or what's going on? You're not even old enough, but you're definitely going to have trouble with the young face. Grow that moustache out a little bit more. Get it big. Give me some experience stories you've had so far.
So I'll talk about my first one. I had it with Marmez.
Mm-hmm.
Probably one of the best appearances that anyone could have. You know, she asked me fairly, as you expect on her first 56, fairly blue book points. Well, not points, runs.
Mm-hmm.
I think, to be fair, I don't think I struggled in that one at all.
Like, if you've done the work, Carl, maybe.
That one was pretty, you know, good. I got 35 in that one, so I got one off of an A, which was pretty annoying, you know. Could have got an A on the first one, but yeah, it was. I got 35 on that one. Then I had my second one with Jamfarat, but that one I was really nervous for.
Mm-hmm.
The build up to that one, because for that first 56, you kind of know what you're going to expect, you know, for near enough blue books. Yep. And I thought, right, this one's the real test. Like, I've got a B already. They're going to see that. Mm. They're going to think, okay, this guy knows what he's doing. I felt like they were going to hit me hard. Went there with Mom Jamfarat. Like, again, she gave me the lines, which they weren't too far for blue books, but a bit difficult sometimes. It just kind of come to me when I was in the room. So in a way, called whatever I called. But you kind of know, when you're in the appearance, you kind of know what you've called and what you haven't. So you know whether you're going to get a good score or not. So then I got a B on that one. Then it comes to my third one, where I was even more nervous than the second one. And it was with Wilkin. And I dropped a couple of points in the first line. And I just panicked. And then ended up doing some stupid crash. Which, you know, and a crash, it's an illegal turn. Mm-hmm. I done a stupid crash and costing my appearance. I think by the end of it, I dropped 9 points and I crashed one line. But I still managed to walk away 22 points.
Wow.
Which is what annoyed me about it. I just needed those 2 more points. So if I didn't panic, I feel like the second, third and fourth line, I could have easily bring it back. Mm. But because I panicked, obviously dropping 9 points is a pretty big thing.
Yeah.
It costed my appearance. And I think I went a bit wide on one of the lines. I'd done a turnaround, but it wasn't the right turnaround. It was a turnaround, but it was a quicker one.
Yeah.
and I didn't choose that one. It deducted me 2 points on that, and that's
Which is fair. 2 points
Yeah,
for,
obviously,
for
I
a
think so,
second
yeah.
best turnaround. That's not bad, is it?
And the thing was, he's asked it before. Like,
Yeah.
it was a Wilkin line, so it was been on the sheet a few times. I just obviously in the moment couldn't see it.
So Mo, go on, let's give you a run up.
Interesting appearances. My first couple appearances were, I mean, looking back at it now, the level from when I first started to now is crazy. My first appearance with McDowell, there was a run from Guildford Street coming down to Lombard Road. You asked that a few times. And then I'm in the appearance and I'm on where am I? I'm on Shaftesbury Avenue and I forward into Piccadilly Circus rather than
Great windmill.
left stinging. I think that was just like nerves from the appearance.
But that strikes me as being very Blue Book line, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's not too different. Battersea Bridge is kind of somewhere
Yeah,
there.
like that.
Yeah, but making those kind of mistakes. So making a mistake of missing Great Windmill is what you've done, isn't
Yeah.
it? You haven't said Great Windmill to get yourself into Piccadilly Circus, but that's Blue Book error, isn't
I that
it?
every day here, man.
Yeah.
I messed it up.
That's the thing of the room. That's what the seat does to you.
Also with Patel, I had the run from somewhere east to Grosvenor Square, and I get to Carlos Place. I tell him, sorry, sir, I can't see it. I can't see it. Oh, where is it? It's like I was expecting a road in between Carlos Place and Grosvenor Square. I was like, oh, I can't see this. And he said to me, go on, from from Berkeley Square, Davies Street, left Mount Street, right Carlos Place. What's in front of you?
That's horrible.
Where is it?
You know, people listening who don't know anything about the knowledge, what's in front of you now?
Grosvenor Square, it's got to finish it off. Just forward into
I've just gone blank, literally.
That's actually a classic story.
Yeah.
Brilliant. I've heard of people getting stuck one or two roads
Yeah.
before, but getting stuck with the one word before is quite great.
Yes.
He didn't score you on that appearance?
I think he gave it to me.
Mm-hmm.
I think he gave it to me because I was basically there.
Yeah.
I scored. That was my first C. I felt amazing after that.
Little Mo, go on, let's see if yours. You got anything?
So my first one was with Volosevic.
Okay. He was here just a moment ago.
Yeah, he gave me a B. The lines, they were all like Blue Book. Like,
You see, you're supposed to get a B. Not sorry to interrupt you, but if you've done the work like you're supposed to do it, on that very first appearance, it's like playing tennis and the player has served you the ball to hit it back.
yeah,
After that, there's no, I'm not playing anymore, we're playing real tennis. So it's very funny, that Gunning's first appearances can sometimes be hard. And Wilkin used to be a little bit up and down with hard and easy. But yeah, well done. I mean, Khan's upset he didn't get an A, but fine. But go on, go ahead.
yeah. He gave me a B. Then the second one was with it's hard to remember.
What they look like.
No, you had Gunning, I think.
Victoria
Yeah, no, I
Northampton
think-
Station, no?
Did you have Gunning yourself?
Yeah.
Volosevic.
We can remember the road.
gave you
We can't remember
Brompton.
how exactly. it is.
I think it was,
Lancelot Place, Raphael Street, no?
Yeah, he gave me that. Yeah, he gave me Zuma restaurant to
Battersea Station.
Nightingale Square. Yeah, he gave me that. And he gave me like Willesden Fire Station to Maresfield Gardens, the museum, Freud Museum.
Freud.
He gave me Freud Museum, yeah. And then what was that one? He gave me something to Kennington Park Station.
He gave you big points.
Yeah, big point.
This is not the first appearance.
No, it was the first one. This is the first
Oh,
one.
I expect that kind of point on first appearance. Okay, so they're all nice.
Yeah, it was Royal on Cavendish Square, the Royal something of
Nursing.
Yeah,
oh, yeah,
Royal College of
nursing.
Nursing.
Yeah.
And the last one, I can't remember the last one.
Yeah. Well, I generally won't remember any of my questions.
I
but
bet you
they're all
remember
good.
when I come out the room.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's, yeah.
What do you think is the most important thing about how you study this?
I think it's all about consistency.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I take a day off, my blue books won't be as quick. I won't call them as quick as I did.
Yep.
I won't see the map as I do. You know, it just takes that one day to take off, and then that's it. That's when it all just starts falling, and then you take another day off, and then you don't do that. So, and overdoing it as well sometimes. I have overdone it, whereas like, I've done too many lines than what I should have done.
Yeah.
Then the next day, my brain's just completely dead, and then I can't see anything, and then you panic, and then you try to do more. Then you build up, and then it just gets worse from there. You just need to find that kind of balance and stay at it.
I think I mentioned it. You were there yesterday when I mentioned it. Whenever fatigue sets in, but my eagerness to still do more work, just look at the answers, pen them on, see what the answer was, sit back, call it. Don't engage the brain anymore because you're too tired. and you will throw out a bad line, and it kind of demoralises you. And then the days go on, and you start getting more and more fatigued. But you shouldn't overcook it, definitely. Yeah. But you should do exactly what you said. What do you think about calling Blue Book? Important or unimportant?
That's 100%. Like, honestly, I think even when you look at 21s and 28s, they're mostly Blue Books. Like they change the point, make it a bit harder to get in and out. But most of the time, it's just Blue Books.
How many Blue Book runs do you call a day, Mo?
Not enough, to be honest. I do the videos. I watch the videos. So I don't call them verbally, but I do watch over them.
Okay. And you, Mo, you doing the same, or what are you doing?
Try to do like 30, 40 on the app.
Okay.
And then I've got like a list of all the good ones and the bad ones.
Right.
And then the bad ones, I just repeat them all.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones I need to work on.
Absolutely. Well, I would call my Blue Book fluently, no matter how easy it became. One of the things you've realised, you've pointed out there, Khan, if you can call for 80 runs in 30 minutes...
That's usually, that's kind of my time.
That's the maximum. But if you stopped, like you pointed out, Khan, suddenly it becomes like, whoa, 80 runs in 1 hour.
And you know what it is for me? When I call my Blue Books, I don't look at the book anymore. I just know what run comes after what run. And like, say if I take a day off, I start ruining that sequence. Yeah. Because obviously man has to Gisborne Square. I do link runs as well. So Gisborne Square to Fornal Square to Queen Square. I just know it. Yeah. I can do that for the whole book.
Good.
And I feel like once I have that day off, I'm like, what's this one? And I have to look on my phone quickly, have a look at where that run goes then, and it just kills time.
Yeah. Is it funny how we recognise instantly that something's wrong with the run we've just called? You say it and you instantly stop. There was something wrong with what I said.
That happens a lot,
I've seen it with people as well that I've done point-to-point with them, and then they've stopped in their point-to-point. The route is good. You know the route is good. But they've stopped because they've allowed themselves to think about the mistake that they've made 5 roads earlier. And it's like, forget that. You've gone past that. Carry on with the run. But they can't get it out of their brain. They know something's wrong with the run. Such a high degree of accuracy that we have. Point to point. How much point to point a day do you think you should do?
To be fair, it's not really, I think like as much as you can get done. Obviously, have a minimum. So my minimum is 30 lines.
Yep.
But that obviously when you're working and whatever, you've got to call your Blue Books, your point revision. By the time you get to the point-to-point bit, you might have an hour or 2 left.
Yeah.
And if you can get 30 done in that time, it'd be pretty good.
Do you have a minimum, Nimos?
I'd say 30 is good. There was a time when we were counting them. We do like 4 hours a day. We'd get to 30, so we don't count them anymore. We know we're getting past 30.
Each?
Each, yeah.
Yeah, good.
Another thing is when you're doing a sheet, a lot of runs you know
quicker.
Yeah, but the stuff that you don't know is the stuff that you really have to focus on. Like red lines, that's what you don't know.
Yeah. Are you doing 4 each or 15 minutes each?
15 minutes each.
Right, because this is again one of my pet hates. So we're doing the sheet. You've got hit me with 4 questions that are all 4 questions I knew.
Yeah.
Then it's your turn, and you get the 4 tasty questions that I didn't know, and now you're spending more time to think about it. So one of the things that people need to understand if you're watching is doing 4 runs each is rubbish, absolute rubbish. You should do 15 minutes each. You focus for 15 minutes, you get them done, and you plough on. Your minimums are a little bit higher than my minimum. My minimum would be 25 each. So we do 50s between the two of us. I've done 25 and I've seen 25, but I generally would average 50 each. So we're trying to get through. But the questions, there's not that many questions on the sheet anymore. You get 100 questions a day?
We finish the sheet and then we just do previous stuff.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like Mo said as well, go back. So once I finish the daily sheet, I'll go back onto yesterday's sheet where I got the thumbs down, the flags, the pins, and I call them over again. If I ruin it again, it stays there.
How do you find the apps in terms of that usefulness?
Very useful. I feel like it's kind of made it much easier because everything's just in one app now. You don't really need to go.
Yeah.
When I was speaking to Mum Channels just a second ago, she was saying how she had post-it notes everywhere. And I was showing her the app and she was like, it's amazing.
I would have liked the aspect of the thumbs down because my training would be, let's get through the point sheet. I mucked it up. I don't want to sit now and analyse that run for 20 minutes because the odds of being asked it are low. What I want to do is get through more, see what we've got to work on. And then once my session's finished with the partner, I can then do all the thumbs down with a bit more focus and see what was wrong with it. Why did I make that mistake? And be quick. How many runs do you do in about 15 minutes then, Mo?
Between 4 and 10.
4 would be the minimum, yeah. Long and hard and thoughtful ones.
No less than 4.
Yeah.
No more than 10.
Yeah, I feel like if you start getting a bit below 4, then...
Below 4 is you're thinking too long, you're trying too hard, you should just throw your darts on that one.
Or even I think 4 as well, especially when you're in... Because obviously when you're in the chair, you've got that pressure, but when you're in here, there's not really much pressure. So
No.
I feel like you should be able to get 4.
I think you just have to pick a line and go for it, and then that's it.
Have you followed my advice then, basically, on that one? I mean, my advice would be, why you don't know the answer, why bother thinking? Just have a go. See what comes out naturally.
Yeah, that's actually what I do.
Just follow the rules.
If it's a really tough line, or even if it's like a really, and I don't see nothing for it, I just ignore it. I look, I'll quickly pin it out. Cool, I'll see that tomorrow.
Just at least get him there, sit down on the left.
Yep.
That's it.
I know I've heard Mr. Gunning say a few times, which is absolutely true. You got some people didn't finish their runs, and the route technically shouldn't matter. Calling a run that does anything you like, maybe a big curly whirly, but it arrives at the destination, is got 1 point or more because you did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
So if you're on 23, finishing the run will get you a score. Yeah. So you should always take that attitude of let's finish the run. And my attitude on the point-to-point table is always, I don't care about the route. Let's always get from the destination to arrive at the destination, and at least that's some achievement, and we can work on the stuff later.
Obviously, like you're saying the right and wrong way. Like the way I do the knowledge, my brother didn't do that way. But like these guys, when I see these guys revising, I get confused. I'm like, how do you revise it? But it's just how whatever's best for you.
Well, there is an attitude like that which I don't agree with. The whatever's best for you. For example, there's a lot of studies being done where people will say, I'm a visual learner, or I learn in different ways. And most of the modern experiments prove that that's absolute rubbish. We all actually learn in the same way. And you can go on YouTube now and have a look at some videos where they'll go along the street, ask a person how they learn, and then prove that that's completely not true for that person and teach him something. So we all do generally learn in the best ways. And another factor to take into consideration is there's a reason why a particular football team is at the top of the division and the other guys are at the bottom, because the management skill is, obviously there's a money factor involved here, but let's take the division, one division at a time. The management skill of what they're making those players do to get the best out of them. So there are poor techniques.
I was about to say as well, I think maybe as long as you're sitting in front of that map, you're calling some kind of lines on a daily basis, then I don't think you can really go wrong with it.
Absolutely,
because
that's true.
It's basically anything to get that map in your head. That's literally all it is.
Yep.
And obviously, when I was working, I didn't really sit in front of the map that much. It makes a big difference. I couldn't see lines. I was choosing the wrong bridge. I was doing big banana lines, but that's because I wasn't sitting in front of the map.
Yeah.
Second, I started jumping on the map again. Like even now, I still pen my blue books out sometimes, time to time, because you need it.
I don't think you need to pen your blue book. I think it's a little waste of time because you're penning runs. You're penning point to point all the time, and it's far superior than penning a blue book that you could call in your sleep.
Yeah, it's true.
So I'd say that was a bit of an additional waste of time. You don't pen your blue books, do you, Mo? No. But you all call your runs. You all do your point to point. How do you revise your points?
I revise it on the app.
Yeah. The daily. When you say you've got like 4,000 points, it splits itself into 7 days. Yeah. That's how I do it as well.
Oh, nice. That was a nice little idea.
How I revise it. But the thing is,
gets too much, innit?
Some stuff repeats, like Euston Station.
Yeah.
I know Euston Station. I'm just trying to get through
that's why when I revise, I just flick through it all.
On the harder points.
And then the hard one. Yeah. Say even if I pick it up sometimes and it's a hard point, I'll just put it in a sticky list.
Well, the idea is that I don't want to revise. I probably wouldn't do these 7 days. The sheet comes in, I revise the daily sheet because it's Paddington Station, it's all on the daily sheet, and wallop, done. I've revised it. That's instantly separated them out, isn't it, into my 3 unknowns, stickies, and knowns. And then it's the sticky list. And if I repeat, the sticky list is designed that you repeat it 5 times, and I would do it immediately, so it's empty, always. And in general, that's going to get that out of the sticky list for future, and you hope that it comes out again. But people try and stay on top of the points too much. They will think, what if I get asked something that hasn't been out for 6 months? Oh, just hard luck. Just you already know so much. Don't worry or panic about a 6 month ago point. So they try to revise the whole list, don't they? They're trying to get through everything they've ever pointed, and yet a lot of it is the category of Buckingham Palace, Paddington Station, BBC Rehearsal Studios, Millwall Football Club. You want to get to the outer realms.
I think I've learned as well. Like, obviously, you got your big points, the Paddington, Euston, whatever. But then all the other points, they're just a point's a point. So when people say, I'll go pick up, I don't know, 100 times asked or whatever, a point's a point. So like when one time marks to 100, it's just luck of what you're going to get asked.
On your level.
Yeah.
But then if I ask you a point and you drop it, you lose 1 point.
Yeah.
I ask you a run and you kill it, you lose 10. So some people have not really weighed up the percentages of saying, look, dropping a point, let's handle that. We can take that. That's no big deal. But messing a run up, we need to get some points on the board. Only 100 times asked. So first of all, definitely though, for a beginner, on that first appearance, everything you're going to get asked is in the top 600 to 1,000 points. It's in that top category. In the top 1,500, definitely. So if you've done all those 1,500, in your first appearance, there's going to be those points. The appearance beyond that, you only need about 3,000 in actual fact for your 56s. There's 3,000 different points roughly on 56s.
Yeah.
You need 6,000 for the knowledge.
Even the big points, like with Gun in my last appearance, I dropped some of the biggest points that I dropped.
What did you drop?
What was it? Hornsey Police Station. And in my head, I thought, no, hang on, Hornsey Police Station is on Hornsey Lane. And I'm sitting at Hornsey Lane, okay. But he's asked me, so he's already asked me like the Holloway Road area. So I know I dropped a point that I knew, but I just didn't know exactly how to, I wasn't 100% with it. So I didn't want to pick it up and end up crashing. So I dropped that one. And then he asked me Holloway Police Station. And it was Hornsey Police Station. In my head, I thought Hornsey Police Station is on Hornsey Lane, but it's not. Hornsey Police Station is on Hornsey Road. Was it, am I right? Or is it Holloway? What police station am I thinking about?
Yeah, Hornsey Road.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What's on Hornsey Road? Is that I think that's Holloway.
Holloway Police Station.
That's it. So it's Holloway Police Station. It's a big point. And I dropped it. And I knew straight away that it was a big point. And he even said at the end of the appearance, he said, sir, you dropped quite a few big points there. I said, yeah, sorry, sir, but... I even dropped Long Road, Clapham Common area. And he said Long Road. I said, do you know when you know it? And it's just there, and I couldn't get it out. I said, sorry, sir, I can't see it.
Yeah.
And he's like, nah, you're not dropping this point. He's like, it's in the Clapham Common area. I still dropped it.
Long Road is a good one for the fact of me also thinking of Long Lane when he asked it.
Gun it when I dropped that Long Road. When I called he hit me with on Old Town, that square. Grafton Square. He hit me with that. I ended up calling through Long Road to set Grafton Square, and
what about Graphite Square?
South London
Rings a bell.
That's Cobalt Square.
No.
Google it.
Graphite Square.
I've done this, I think. Nah.
Right, I got Graphite Square. It's in that area. Hang on.
What's the other one on
Vauxhall Walk? I think it's
Bermondsey
Vauxhall
Square.
Yeah. So we was in the right.
Yeah.
Oh.
We was in the right area. See, well done.
This is what we do to each other when we're in the college and that. We just come in, we start smashing each other with points.
But you see, that's what the good people are doing. That's what the good people are doing, and your ego wants you to never get it wrong. You want to be able to pull everything. But there is this thing of my tip is to relax.
Another thing is when someone gives you an area and you try and pick up points that you've done there, I can never do it.
Yeah, there's the reverse, isn't there?
Street, and I can never pick it up.
If you said to someone, "What's the name of the pub in so and so street?" You can't get it. If they said to you, "There's a pub, it's called this," you say, "That's in this street." But that's the trick. And when you drive a cab, actually, it's more about roads. Nearly everybody is about roads.
Hard to pick up.
They're very hard. But sometimes I've learned the tactic now. When you called it, you've got to try and call through it.
Yeah, left,
and then
right.
it helps. Yeah, it kind of helps it a little bit.
You've got all the best techniques. That's exactly right. What you
it
need
does
to
help
do.
bring it up.
But you can only do that if you're calling Blue Book fluently to some degree, or you've seen the Blue Book, you hear the pattern, and trust the pattern. There was a thing about the Blue Book that people don't realise is it's everything in the Blue Book is a legal turning, and people used to say, "Can I turn into a particular street?" And I think they think you know everything.
Yeah.
I don't actually know, and I learned that the reason I don't know is either you can't do it, or I wouldn't even be in the position to be taking that turning. You're doing something wrong. The run would be doing this. You're trying to implement a route that for some reason is a bit offbeat. So what did you do, Mo? You left school and straight away did the knowledge?
Yeah, it was when COVID happened.
Right.
So that's when I started. As soon as COVID started opening up.
So you never had a job?
No, just got a bike, done my CBT, and my dad just told me to start the runs.
Yeah. And you the same, you've had a job though, Mo, before this?
Delivery driver, basically.
Yeah.
What did you do before?
We had a family business, so I've always worked in that. And I think I had quite a few things like mechanic, I don't know, barber, what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, my brother passed out and I saw what it meant and I was like, yeah, cool.
And what is your intentions? Who's buying a cab? Who's renting a cab?
I think at the start I'm going to rent, but I think towards, obviously, get a bit more into it and then I'll probably
I want to rent a TX4.
You want a TX4?
Yeah. Try it out before it.
Give me I want the fresh cab.
Gets taken away. Passengers, I think, prefer the TXC over the...
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they'll say, no, sorry.
They don't feel tired. As a passenger, when I've used them, there's no vibration. You're going along. It's just rolling along. You get at the other end. It's as if you was transported by teleportation.
See, that's quite
I've never been in a TXC.
Oh, in the back of the TXC is lovely.
Got a pan roof.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got that as well. Obviously, nice view on some
Yeah.
days. I think my brother, when he doing the aeroplane, I forgot what day it was. It was a...
King Charles I.
I think, that's the coronation, that's it.
The coronation, yeah.
Was it the 1 year?
You had the planes coming over, and he said you get good tips as well.
His dad got my dad to do the knowledge.
Really?
Yeah.
You
met in Mecca.
What, they met? That's where they met?
Yeah.
Before that, did they know each other?
No.
He lost his story behind it.
No, he lost his... My dad lost his jacket, I think. Something. And
Yeah.
there's a dress on it. And then his dad found it. And he brought it to our house because he had the address. And my dad saw his cab outside and he asked him about it. He said, I'm going to do the yellow badge. And then his dad said to my dad, forget about it, do the green badge. And then he went for it.
It's similar to Uber, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
With your customers and stuff.
You may as well drive Uber and do
Yeah.
the yellow badge. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
There's so many yellow badges doing the green. Yeah, my advice to anybody who's thinking of doing the yellow, don't. Do the green, do it properly, be a green badge, and...
And when people talk about what you got to do to become a green badge, I always say, don't look at it that way. Look at it as, once it's done, you don't do nothing.
Yeah.
When you got your green badge, when was the last time you called any Blue Book or... Do you know what I mean? So, once... Obviously, you've got to work hard to get to it, but after that, you go work whenever you want.
Yeah.
You do
Freedom.
whatever you want.
Whereas we talked about this yesterday, but if you went to get a job now, what do you think, apart from the knowledge, what do you think the wages would be for the highest paid job that you could walk into now?
I don't know, maybe £400 or £500 a week.
So that I was sitting there with the guys yesterday. They said £500 to £600 a night. That's what they're talking about. And then you could go out of here now. So if you added it up, really and truly, at your age as well, you can get by, can't you? On very little money at the moment.
Yeah, you don't really...
Not much expenses.
Yeah, just petrol, I think, and food.
And you're all doing it on scooters?
Yeah. No, I'm doing it in a car.
You are?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm in a
car.
car.
What, a small car? Or?
No, I'm doing it in a Corsa. I had a smart car, but then I got into an accident with it.
Yeah.
And it got written off, so didn't use that. Now I'm just sitting in a Corsa.
Wow, I couldn't do it in a car, but you can do it. It can be done in a car.
I've just got used to it now.
Yeah.
It's a manual as well, so it's horrible, but it's just I got used to it now. It is what it is.
What you riding, Mo?
Honda 125.
SH, PS?
SH.
Yeah. And you, Mo?
Honda SH as well.
125.
300.
Oh, you got a mobile license? Well done.
There's a classic Honda bike, right? From the 90s, the red and white one.
So I did it on
What was it, C90?
Cub 90, yeah. What a bike that was. It had gears. I'm not going to be able to remember. I think 3 down, 1 up. You press 1, 2, 3, and then down. But it wasn't really. It was kind of semi-automatic. Rev and go. Brilliant bike. It would fall over, and you'd pick it back up. It'd be in perfect shape. It was the plastic fenders were all
Did you test that out
flexible.
a few times?
Loads of times, because what you used to do, one time the King's Road got so hot that you stop, put your bike stand down, the tarmac would melt, and the bike would fall over. And it just literally, you couldn't damage it. It was wonderful.
Thousands of miles on that. You used to get passed down, didn't it? From
Yes, yeah. I mean, I think I bought mine for about 400 quid off of a guy who was doing the knowledge called Frankie Fox. So if you're watching Frankie, I do remember getting it off you. And it was incredible. I think I drove it with no oil for 2 years.
I think that's the thing as well. Obviously, getting started with the knowledge, you need to get yourself into a community kind of thing, and there's loads of group chats and stuff out there. And obviously, looking to buy things to start the knowledge, people that pass out, they just sell their bikes, they sell all their stuff they had, and I feel like it's good as well. So if you're getting started or anything, just try get to know as much people as possible, get into all these groups, and it kind of one thing leads to another, and then
knowing what other people are doing, knowing their standard, seeing someone, for example, if you're trying to call your blue books and you'll leave on the left green lanes, and then you work with someone and they sort of sudden leave on left, bang, 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 you think, oh, that's what's possible. That's what I should be
That's what
doing.
happened when I started here. When I started here, I thought, okay, I didn't really understand the knowledge of it. Although my brother was one, but you don't really understand it to that extent. So obviously, when I come here, I started seeing people, and I was like, wow, like it was all a bunch of gibberish, and I was like,
Yeah.
But now, obviously, if I see it, it's like it's just normal. But it's another thing. Just try to get yourself into.
Have
these
you tried the
colleges.
little game of finger on the map, name the road underneath?
Yeah, I do that with my brother sometimes. And some people that live in London as well, like you talk to them, they tell you that their street name or something, and you can just tell them like, yeah, you got that around the corner, you got that, you got that, you got that, and they're like,
How do you know that?
Yeah, how do you know it? Yeah, do you know Gambia Street?
Yeah, Scoresby Street.
Little Mo's on the ball, yeah.
that was a good one, that one.
Oh dear. Do you know Namibian Embassy?
Namibia.
Ooh.
Yeah, that one.
High Commission.
It is a high commission. Excuse me, it is a high commission. It's part of. Do you know what the difference is between high commissions and embassies?
I don't know.
Former
I
British.
thought there's what was it?
It's
Former
got
British Empire.
Yeah, they're the Commonwealth. They're Commonwealth countries. So,
High Commission, Bangladesh High
Yeah.
Commission.
but yeah, we didn't get it. No, Namibian High Commission.
I know.
Holland Park or something.
No, it's in Portland Place round the back. Chandos.
Oh yeah.
Am I right? No.
Chandler Street. Just near the Langham.
When you see an embassy as well, there's loads of. They're just all around the corner from each
Yeah.
other.
They sold it.
So this is like your conversations now, as for your life at the moment,
Yeah.
is these things.
This
is what we talk.
This is literally it. This is how we talk.
Yeah, brilliant.
It's just talk about points, and you talk. It's just one thing leads to another, and then
3 people your age doing it at the same time in the Wizan School is excellent. You're going to be out by the time you're 21. You'll be out by the time you're 21, and you'll be out very soon. When's your 24th birthday?
August. I've just turned 23.
Thank you, guys, and good luck with your journey on the knowledge. Brilliant of you to come and have a chat with us today.